Can hypnosis really help you achieve natural childbirth? Hmm. Welcome to the Hypno-Baby channel. I'm Dr. Natalie Fizet. I'm a retired family doctor who delivered 3,700 babies. This is your channel, so don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, and be amazed. Of course, there's a big medical disclaimer. This channel is for entertainment only. You use it at your own risk. I am a doctor, but I'm not your doctor. Hi, I'm Dr. Natalie Fizet. So I want to discuss with you the medical study I did on the Hypno-Baby program in 2013. It was published in the PubMed Journal, medical journal. And it's what we call a retrospective study, meaning we studied something that happened in the past. And it's also a descriptive study, meaning we're just telling you what happened. We're just analyzing what happened. So it's not like they say a double-blind study where the doctor doesn't know who's receiving what intervention because of the nature of the product. Like you would know if you did the hypnosis session and you studied and everything compared to placebo, which I don't know what it would be like watching Netflix or whatever. So it did not make sense to do a double blind study because people assigned to hypnosis would know that they're doing hypnosis because they're listening to self-hypnosis recordings. So they followed the Hypno-Baby program, which was the older version. Actually, right now, the one you find on the website hypno-baby.com is way more advanced and the techniques are so much advanced. And even then, you're going to be surprised, you're going to be amazed by the results. So my premise was I'm the one who did the medical study, me, myself, and I, except for the analysis, like the stats part of it. I'm not a number geek. So I hired a statistics guy that studied the number and said, yes, they were significant. And you're going to see it's not that hard to realize they're significant. So I was looking into two factors. Does studying hypnosis for natural childbirth reduces your rate of C-section and your rate of using the epidural? Those were the two factors only that I studied because they're tangible factors. I did not go into satisfaction or birth experience because it's so personal. So and it's hard to quantify. So and I compared. There was 417 women in the study. They either took the Hypno Baby course or the Hypno V course, which is not the letter V, VIE, which is life, which is the French version of Hypno Baby. And I compared them, once I got the results, I compared them with comparable women, same age, same number of babies, similar hospitals, similar doctors, everything comparable. So there was 417 women, like I said. Are you ready for the results? The cesarean rate was 5.27% compared to 23%. In Canada, we have a little less cesarean. And right now in the US, if I may remind you, there's 33% C-section rates. So 5.27%. Can you imagine? That's great. That's for the C-section rate. And then for the epidural rate, it was 19.66% compared to 61% in, again, Canada. I think it's higher in the US. 19.66%, it's not a failure if a woman studies hypnosis for childbirth and after a couple of hours says, I'm done focusing or this is too hard for me, I want the epidural. And it's okay. Like there's no right or wrong ways to give birth. But still, that lowered a lot the need to take the epidural. And then you recuperate faster if you don't have the epidural, you don't need a bladder catheter and all that stuff. So that's interesting. Since I had the numbers, I actually had a bonus data that I was not planning on studying, but it was there. So I said, let's look at it. So the VBAC, vaginal birth after cesarean, because we were asking in the questionnaire, is this like, did you have a previous cesarean section? And the success rate, and I'm quoting here, quote unquote, because it's not a failure if a woman has a second C-section if she does a trial of labor and she ends up in a C-section. That I want to make clear. So the let's say the vaginal delivery rate of women that had a previous C-section and wanted a vaginal birth was 90%. They say some hospitals say we have a 70%. Some hospitals say we have 50%. Some hospital or even saying, oh, we don't do trial of labor, which is like really dishonest because it's less healthy to plan for a C-section if you have uncomplicated the pregnancy. Yes, it's true that if they do the cesarean during labor, when you're doing the trial of labor, there's more complications. But all in all, if you've had a cesarean and you want a vaginal birth, you're right because it's healthier for you to not have a repeat cesarean automatically. So those hospitals that say we don't even do trial of labor, and I've heard that, they're doing a disservice to their clients. But that's an entire whole topic. Getting back to the vaginal birth after cesarean, there was one that got an elective cesarean, meaning she did not go in labor because she had a second breech baby. So I'm laughing because we laughed about it, so that's why I'm laughing about it. But her pelvis must have been in some shape that favored breech. So if we remove her because she did not really do a trial of labor, if we remove her from the stats, it's 95% success rate, which is basically any woman that did not even have a previous cesarean section. So it shows you that vaginal birth after cesarean is not that uncommon if you have the right criteria and everything. And most of these women, we did not induce, certainly did not induce before the due date unless there was a medical reason. And we did not like do all kinds of intervention just because they're there and just because they're on the clock. So that because they took the Hypno-Baby course, so they know that nature is better than anybody else at dosing and doing her stuff. She knows her business better than anybody else. That to help in the discussion, I did mention this, that the women were, they kind of pre-selected themselves because it takes motivation to take a course. It's not hard, like it's actually fun to take the Hypno-Baby course. And your homeworks, your lessons every night is to listen to a relaxation recording, and then I'm looking for a word here. You explore all kinds of capacities that your brain has, and it's really like most women said, I wanted more after delivering. They said, do other recordings, Natalie. We want to keep on going in that avenue because it's so much powerful. So it takes commitment. Not everybody, and if somebody says, oh, I don't want to spend the time, I don't want to, invest on anything, it won't work for them. So there was a clear bias in the beginning of the selection because these women and these couples, their birthing partner too, were motivated and they were like, okay, we want this thing. It sounds fascinating, and it is actually. So I want to make clear that there was a big bias, which I discussed in my publication. If you have any comments on those stats, again, you saw the graphs and everything. If you have any comments, put them in the comments below. If you're interested in the Hypno-Baby course for natural childbirth, it's hypno-baby.com. I'll put the link in the description. So yes, but you can see that the stats are in your favor. If you take the course and you're motivated and your birthing partner is supportive, you might go as low as 5.27% cesarean rate. So that's amazing. See you on the next video. Bye bye.